Hello, yo-yo friends, and welcome back to my home practice. Thank you for joining me again. And today I prepared for you a short outer hip stretch sequence. It will be great to go together with, for example, a glute strengthening sequence I uploaded a few days ago. I will place the link to that one in the description if you want to do them one after the other. And I invite you to start today in the cross-legged position, Sukhasana. And we'll start with a few deep breaths just to settle in and find our way back into our bodies. You can allow your hands land where they land. Feel how your sit bones are deeply rooted into the cushion if you're sitting on a cushion or into a mat. Find that anterior pelvic tilt to help yourself to elevate your spine. Go tall through the crown of your head. Open your shoulders and your chest wide. Maybe slightly tuck in your chin. We'll start with the unifying vibration of Om. Feel free to listen or join in. Inhale to cleansing breath. And inhale to Om. Let that vibration settle. And open your eyes if they were shut. Extend your arms in front of you. Walk your fingertips away from you, but try to maintain your sit bones still deeply rooted into your support or into the mat. And feel how the outer thighs start to stretch in this position, especially your left outer thigh. So another great thing to do if you have blocks and you feel like one of your hips or both of your hips are coming off your thighs, coming off the floor too much, you can place that block underneath for extra support. And breathe here. On the next inhale, come back up. Change your legs. If your left foot was in the front, now the right foot will be placed in the front. Again, find that elevated position, that straight spine, those sit bones deeply rooted into the support, and start walking your fingertips in front of you. Three to 5 breath cycles here, and return back to seated. You can remove your supports now and find a tabletop position with your hips stacked over your knees and your shoulders over your wrists, and start doing some hip circles. One direction and then the other. And then come to stand on your knees. Make a big step with your right foot forward and find your low lunge. Hips are squared, shoulders are relaxed, chest is open, inner thighs are engaged, legs are working here. If it's uncomfortable for the standing knee, for the left knee here, you can always fold the mat or use some other blanket or some other cushion support if you have any painful sensation. And then lower the hands to the mat. Your right foot is in the middle of your mat. Roll it over onto your outer edge of your foot. Inhale, arms are wide and straight, and exhale, start bending the elbows, lowering towards that foot. It's kind of a weird pigeon pose, but I love it because you feel so much stretch in your outer thigh. Just remember to flex your foot to protect that right knee. And keep breathing and moving. Last one here. Straighten your arms. Both palms are now on the left side of your right foot. Lift your left knee off the floor. Hug in your inner thighs still, and start walking your fingertips towards the left corner of your mat, top left corner of your mat. Extend the arms, extend your spine, and enjoy this stretch. It's quite powerful again on your outer hip. This time on your right again, your right outer hip, and it's also getting into your left hip flexors. Just remember to breathe deeply. With any stretching exercise, breath is pivotal, because when we breathe deeply, we send a signal to our body that we're not stressed, right? That everything is okay, and the body relaxes. Come back to your high lunge and make a big step into your downward facing dog now. On the other side, when our breath is very shallow, then we're sending the signal to our body that we're stressed. And the body thinks, oh, I need to get out of this. Inhale into your plank. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And on the next inhale, bring your right knee to chest. Make a big step, your left knee. And find your low lunge on the other side. Again, if that cushioning of the knee was useful, remember to do it now. For your right knee, rise up, low lunge. Keep breathing. Relax the shoulders, open the chest, squeeze your inner thighs, square the hips. Make sure that your left knee is right over your left ankle. 3 breath cycles here. And lower your hands to the mat. Heel toe your left foot closer to the middle of the mat and roll it onto your outer side of the foot. Again, your arms are wide. Inhale, straight arms, and exhale, bend the elbow. One of my teachers always uses this stretch in his classes. They borrowed it from there because I find it so beneficial for my outer thighs, which are quite tight, and I always find hard time stretching them. And this stretch just feels very generous and at the same time very safe. But of course, remember to do everything within your own limits. Last one. Return to your low lunge. Both of your palms are now to the right of your left foot. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, and extend your fingertips towards the upper right corner of your mat or beyond it, beyond the mat. And breathe. Return the hands to center and make a big step back into your downward facing dog. Feel free again to flow, or maybe rest here. On the inhale, look forward and make your way to the top of your mat towards your hands. Your feet are wider than the mat and your toes are turned outwards. And find your malasana, your yogi squat. Inhale, open the chest, look up, and exhale, extend your legs into your wide-legged Uttanasana. Move like this for a few more breaths. Last one. And step back to your downward facing dog. On the next inhale, right leg goes up. And exhale, bring it to your right hand. And we'll go either into a pigeon or a 1990 pose. So if you're doing the pigeon, then remember to flex your foot, but don't aim for that shin parallel to the short edge of the mat. And if your right hip is coming off the floor quite a lot, then you can use a cushion or some folded blanket or something else for support. I'm actually going to do a 1990. So for that, I bend both knees at the 90-degree angle, and here I can place the shin parallel to the short edge of the mat. And on the inhale, I extend the spine. And you can either stay here, because even here, if you're tight as I am, then you already feel like that stretching. Otherwise, you can also lower to your elbows, for instance. Just try to keep your pelvis straight, your hips squared. It's kind of weird and hard in this position, but try it. Keep breathing. And then on the next inhale, extend your arms. Make your way back into your downward facing dog. Take another floor if you need to. Rest in dog. Take what your body needs. On the inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, bring your left knee towards your left palm. And again, find your pigeon pose if you're going for pigeon, or find your 1990 if that's what you're going for. Remember to flex your feet to try to square your pelvis. And on the exhale, lower down to a comfortable degree. One more deep inhale here, and a deepest exhale. Return back to center. Both of your legs are now in front of you. And one more stretch for the outside hips that I absolutely love is again with your ankle, with your right ankle over your left thigh. Foot is flexed. And most importantly, spine is straight. The closer you move towards your legs, the deeper you get into that stretch. But remember not to overdo it. Breathe deeply. As I mentioned earlier, this stretching sequence is great for an after workout when you worked on your legs, on your glutes. This is a nice way to stretch afterwards. One more deep breath in here. And release the legs. Maybe a forward fold to release a little bit the outer thighs. Let them rest. And then return to a seated and change your legs. So this time around, your left ankle is over your right thigh. Your left foot is flexed. Your chest is open. Try to shift the weight towards the legs so that it's not completely back on your palms, on your hands. And breathe. One more deep inhale. And the deepest exhale. Release your legs. Maybe shake them off a little bit. And prepare to rest in your Shavasana. However short was the practice, I always encourage you to take a few minutes of relaxation afterwards. This video will stop, but I invite you to continue resting in Shavasana for 5-7 minutes. just to let your body absorb all the benefits of the practice. Let your nervous system relax and calm down those fluctuations of your mind. Take a deep breath in and deepest breath out. Shavasana.